Welcome, everyone. Courtside with two ex-NBA stars, Grant Hill and Brent Barry. I'm Brian Anderson. We've got Allie LaForce on the sidelines tonight as well. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention. Well, Brent, tonight we got a great front court matchup.
Yeah, this is a game, BA, I think that has been circled on the calendar. These guys are competitive, but there are positional rivalries that do exist, and the only way you can measure up is standing across from your opponent. We've got that here tonight. Who's going to get the best of who?
Now here's Edwards. For three, Randall. Rebounded by Johnson. Outside Young. To the middle. On the wing, Daniels. Outside Johnson. Launches a three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Got a piece of it. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's a Kongwu. Here's Daniels. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, a complete offensive player. Daniels can set people up, and he can knock down shots.
And six-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks, Grant.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate, and they've swayed the outcome of games.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Pass to Okongwu. No good from outside. And here's Randall. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's Gobert. Rebounded by Johnson.
Wow, he doesn't miss many of those. He's such a strong finisher and tight.
And Young gets it to go.
And Young's not shying away from any shot, but especially from long range. That's his meal ticket.
Now here's DiVincenzo. He takes it in to the inside. McDaniels, that's good.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Outside Johnson. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Pass to Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
Yeah, best to get out of Gobert's way. You don't want to be on the wrong end of that dunk.
Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
BA, the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
And absolutely, even smooth when he's powering it home like that. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Ryan, Anthony Edwards, his disposition just brightens a locker room. Coach Chris Finch said he's an absolute joy to coach. Always in a great mood with a great smile. It doesn't matter if he plays well or he doesn't. Every day he has the same approach and the same attitude.
And he wants to be great, Allie. There's no doubt about that. All by himself.
And how about Edwards? Keeping his head up and spotting the open man.
Here's Rizachet. The kick out to Young. Picked up by Okongwu. Pass to Daniels. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots from the elbow. Off the left rim and out. And so Randall will bring it up for the T-Wolves. Now Gobert. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Gobert's got 6.
Outstanding job converting in close. Gobert understands how to execute around the rim.
Minnesota in the lead. The drive by DiVincenzo. Here's Randall. He can't get that one to fall. Johnson with the defensive effort. There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Okongwu has the open look. That one's good from the corner.
Well, that's a needle in the haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
To the paint. Over to the left wing. Here's Edwards. Top of the key jumper, no good. Here's Young. Pass to Daniels. And the three-pointer goes. Daniels has gotten his second bucket of the game. For 3, Randall. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And at the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. The Hawks on top. They lead by 3. Let's take a quick break, and then it's on. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
Well, Brent, league-wide, more and more points being scored. You see that tapering off at any point?
BA, with all the rule changes and what we're seeing in terms of the skill set of players growing, I mean, the scoring is just going to keep going. How far can we go? I don't know. I feel like we're topping off a little bit. The only way we're going to score more points in the game is add more time to the clock.
Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. In transition. For 3, DiVincenzo. Knocks down the long J. DiVincenzo's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Outside Johnson. And there's the foul. It'll go on Julius Randle. That's his first foul of the game.
Now into the lineup for the Timberwolves.
Minnesota on D. Pass to Okongwu. Fires from deep. Sends it home from three-point land. Okongwu's got 7 points.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Randall outside. Clock at 6. Reed. That shot off. Good D by Okongwu. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Johnson inside. No points yet. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. The Timberwolves trail. Outside Edwards. To the left side wing. Launches it. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
3 points.
And this is how confident Edwards is. Feels like he can sink these shots whenever he wants.
Here's Okongwu. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. And you look at the history of the Hawks, Brent, they've won 1 NBA championship. That was back in 1958.
Yeah, BA, tough for people in Atlanta to even recognize that because the team wasn't there in 58. They were in St. Louis, and they were led by the great Bob Pettit, who was one of the first really impressive, agile big man of his era.
Right side Edwards. Out to DiVincenzo. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
And this is where the coaching staff applauding the way that Dante right now aggressively is shooting the ball off the catch and shoot.
They set the pick. Niang outside. Right side Young. Pass to Rizachet. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The Timberwolves lead by 3. Edwards with it. Now for those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by. Here's Daniels. He's got 6. Picked up by Okongwu. The 3 is up. McDaniels with the rebound. And here's Minnesota now. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, the Timberwolves, no doubt, a team to be reckoned with. Coach Chris Finch said, we come in every single night and compete. No matter what the circumstances are, we expect to win. We root for each other, so I feel like we have all the makings of a tough team.
And they have reason to be confident, Allie. Thank you. Okongwu, no good.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
Number 15.
Here's Reed. And that one's on target from the wing. Reed's got his first points in this one. Here's Daniels. Right side Young. Here's Rizachet. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
Showcasing his athleticism. Plays like this are why you got to be excited about Rizzachet's future in this league.
Pass to McDaniels. Now DiVincenzo. Ball stolen. Here's Rizachet. To the wing, right side. Now here's Young. Fires the 3. Niang, no good.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
McDaniels from long range. Connects from downtown. McDaniels got 7 points. Screen by Capella. Left side Young. DiVincenzo with the steal. Here's Edwards. Here's McDaniels. It's good! It's good at the buzzer! Wow!
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Yeah, it's almost like he's playing with the wristwatch there. He knew the time, he executed.
And so it's Minnesota finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Their play has earned them a nice lead, one they'll look to build on as the game continues. We'll be back in a moment. And if you're just joining in, 1 half is in the books, 1 half to go. The Timberwolves lead by 8. Inside. Pass to Reed. Back to Edwards. Corner shot. And another basket for Minnesota.
Well, Edwards can be so accurate, making shots look easy at times.
Screen by Capella. Niang outside. Down low. And it's Capella with the jam.
He may give up a little size, but has the bounce to hold his own.
Randall on the screen. 4-3. Capella with a rebound. Hawks trail by 8. It's hard to believe now, but Julius Randle has been in the league over a decade now, Brett.
Yeah, it's been an interesting ride for Julius Randle. A lot of different roles, but he's evolved his game quite a bit. Some he's done himself, and then guys have adjusted around the way that he has been a leader, a scorer, a rebounder, a presence. Julius Randle continues to impress and make strides.
Randle outside. It's McDaniels on the wing. He's got 9. No rebound by Atlanta. Tries it from the top of the key. Back to Daniels. 3-pointer. No luck on that one.
Not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Pass to Edwards. Inside. Here's McDaniels. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to you.
Yeah, that was just way too easy.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
Ricochet, no good. Minnesota leading by 7. Conley on the attack. Now here's Reed. To the paint. Here's McDaniels. And he banks in the layup. McDaniels gotten 4 this quarter. To the inside. And it's Capella with the jam.
Well, take your choice. You can either foul him or watch him dunk. Well, actually, in this case, you could get both.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan.
Now into the lineup for the Timberwolves.
Here's Conley.
22.
He's scoreless. Outside Reed. The 3. That one's good. And it's Conley who picks up the assist. And the Timberwolves lead by 10. Niang outside. There's the 3. Knocks down the triple. Niang's got 6.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Back to Reed. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota.
Coming to the floor, the Euro Hawks. Number 17.
Clock at 4. Conley on the attack. Good D by Niang.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense, not really a factor.
And looking at Trae Young, Brent, his teams always finish in the top 10 in offensive rating.
Yeah, for Trae, those teams he's played on have normally been in the top 5, along with playing at a top 10 pace. So when he has the ball in his hands and he's coming at you, very difficult to stop. Young's so talented, you're basically guaranteed to have a good offensive team.
To the middle. Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Now Randall can get up there with the best of them. It's a quick move.
Pass to Ricochet. And here's a Kungwu. Oh, the dunk by a Kungwu.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Yeah, well, I could settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
Drops in the layup for 2. Now just a 4-point Minnesota lead.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
Conley looking for an opening. Outside Edwards. Fires for 3. The rebound by the Hawks.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Young. Ooh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. They'll pin that one on Julius Randle.
Drawing a foul down low. Trae Young earning that trip to the line.
And both free throws good for Young. Here's Conley. No points so far. Randall outside. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. The T-Wolves on top. They lead by 2. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter started. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan.
You know, one thing I've learned through the years is no matter the situation, there are always adjustments you can make.
Yeah, not just there to pump up or to discipline players. You got to make sure that the coach makes the proper adjustments and has his team in the right mindset to carry it out.
Now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. They said in the huddle, this is it. No excuses. Let's figure out a way to win. A couple of players spoke as well, firing up their teammates. A great ending could be in store, guys.
Allie, thank you. To the wing on the left. Randall draws the double. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Trae Young. That'll be a second foul of the game. And so it's Minnesota with it. Outside, DiVincenzo. 5 to shoot. The kick out to Edwards. The rebound by the Hawks. Up top, Young. Knocks it loose. Pass to Niang. Down low to take the lead. A nice shot by Young.
Great job by Young there, not settling for a jumper and getting that ball close in.
We played just over a minute here in the fourth. Left side, DiVincenzo. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Knocked away. Outside Young. Outside to LeVert. Back to Young. Pass to Okongwu. Puts up a 3. And it's Gobert with a rebound.
Now the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
And they go to the intentional foul. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He is not messing around. Calling them into the huddle. So it's Minnesota now. Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still. To the paint. Tipped. Gobert. Outside for Randall. He buries it from three.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
Johnson for three. Sinks it from distance. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
DiVincenzo with it, and it's Young picking him up. Out to the wing. 4 on the clock. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Well, he goes in there and you're worried about getting bumped if you're a defender by Julius Randle, not the other way around. So physical.
And the first one at the line is good. And Minnesota making a change here. And Randle drops them both.
Now, he's the one person that the coaching staff and the teammates love to see at the line in a tight ball game. They pretty much bank on these.
And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they will count the bucket.
Yeah, it was just a little late. I mean, he thought he got there, but the ref saw it otherwise.
And there's the drive. Gets the bucket and the foul. It's on Onyeka Okongwu.
How about Randle? Dependable big in a big moment.
And Randle no good on that one. And Young has got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. Picked up by Okongwu. Young on the attack. Now Okongwu. Back to Johnson. Good on the first. And that gives him a lead. And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line.
Big trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
Nice shot by DiVincenzo.
And Dante stepping up big time for his teammates.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
What stood out to me was their passing. They moved the ball effortlessly and have been able to find those holes in the defense.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives him a lead.
Well, crucial moment there at the free throw line, and he never flinched.
Right side, Edwards. And here's Reed. To the inside. McDaniels. This is the very definition of a back-and-forth contest.
Yes, neither side taking its foot off the gas. I'm expecting a spectacular finish.
Here's Johnson. Here's Daniels. Three-pointer, no good. And Minnesota with possession here. Inside. Left side, Johnson. Randall with a steal. Outside Reed. Back to Edwards. .43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Randall outside. Pass to DiVincenzo. And a miss there on the triple. What a huge trip here.
Absolutely. You can feel the energy in this arena.
Here's Okongwu. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. And that's a foul called on Onyeka Okongwu. That's That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the line for 2. First free throw is good, and that'll put him up 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Well, important there to have the 3-point lead because only a 3 can tie it up now.
Outside Young. Pass to Johnson. Can't knock in the 3. And they need to stop the clock, so there's the foul.
Yeah, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws good, and it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, that'll ice it right there. Not everybody can keep their composure at the line in such a big situation.
Now a timeout called by Atlanta. They're losing by 5. All right, guys, what do you think?
Trying to extend this one, but it seems futile.
Yeah, this is the classic too little, too late. The effort coming and not enough time for them to get back in it.
Young from long range. No good. And so it's Minnesota with the W. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did. And, you have 2 choices. You can either succumb to the hostility in this arena, or you can feed off of it and use it as motivation. They did the latter.
And that about wraps it up. For Allie LaForce. from everyone here at 2K. Thanks for joining us. We've got a Wednesday afternoon edition of the NBA for you. In this game, we'll see New York against Miami. Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. We'll hear from reporter Allie LaForce in a moment. Here we go. And New York has possession. With the drive.
He throws it down with two hands. You know he won't mess that up.
Not this guy. He is a big-time finisher.
Yeah, near the hoop, he's an absolute monster.
And the slam dunk by Thompson.
A fearless dunk by Thompson, showing the defense they can't force him to back off.
The three from Mitchell. Here's Harrington. Kicks it out to Barrett. Pass to Mitchell. A deep three. Harrington with a rebound.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Now Adams. Knocked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. New York will have another go. And we know Donovan Mitchell is a superb scorer. But Grant, what do you think he's focused on at this point of his career?
Well, B.A., it's all about championships for him. This is a guy that doesn't just want to be seen as an elite player. He really wants to compete for titles, too.
Here's Odom. Going inside. Oh, Covington with a block.
Covington's reach, the length of his arms really coming in handy when he goes up to block shots like that.
The three from Mitchell, and they recover it. From deep. Mitchell can't get that one to fall.
You know, when he has the ball outside like that, that's exactly the kind of D they need to play on.
And that's a foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Thompson. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. Here's Odom. They grab their own miss. And that's out of bounds. Miami will keep it. Almost 2 minutes into the first here. Another shot. And Zubac with the lay-in.
And that's easy pickings right there. Leave someone that wide open, and Mitchell's not going to miss them.
Gilgeous-Alexander. And here is Thompson. Outside Covington. Gets the three ball to go.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
You look at the versatility of Odom, especially at the defensive end where he can guard multiple positions, makes him extremely valuable.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And so he hits both.
Well, he's certainly been on target with the free throws. Such an advantage when your bigs can knock them down from the line.
Pass to Adams. Outside Covington. Now here's Adams. Six to shoot. Soft touch off the glass.
Yeah, this is where Adams looks to score, especially when he has a matchup he likes.
Inside. Here's Zubac.
Hanging on the rim, just showing off.
That's how you extend the glory right there.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it.
Thompson with a screen. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Covington. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. To the middle. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that. Man, what a pass that was there. He really relishes making the game easier for his teammates.
Here's Covington. And the jam by Covington.
You know, in addition to being a fantastic shooter, Covington is also an incredible athlete. Somebody who looks to drop the hammer when he's free near the hoop.
Woo!
BA, that's lit.
Ferocious all the way. Man, that was good.
Ammonia strong, we call that. Wear that rim out.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
To the paint. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's good. Fought through contact, hit the shot, and will go to the line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
The skills of SGA, they're so unique. His ball handling, shooting, length. Not a lot of guys like Shea in the league.
Miami shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. No good on the free throw. And the second free throw is good. 8 seconds left in the first. Gilgeous-Alexander feeling it out a bit. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. New York out in front, up 5. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for New York.
Well, we've seen them take advantage of the lanes given to them so far. The defense isn't plugging it up, and it's being exploited.
You know, another point I'd like to add is that they've had tremendous success early on converting turnovers and turning those into points.
They were totally in sync on that play. Targeted the pass beautifully. What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 points in the game. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. Both teams deciding to change it up. New York shooting their second free throw attempt on the night. So it's Miami now. 8-point game. And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense. His elite drive and kickability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
Burke on the wing. 3-pointer. Sinks it from distance.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Down low. Here's Wang. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. New York leading by 9. Here's Rose. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
You know, how about the touch right there, guys? I mean, when Rose gets a chance to go with the floater, he takes advantage of it.
Here's Bibby. And again, no good by Miami.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Rose outside. Outside Covington. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Rose. From 17. Rebound Miami.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
A minute 58 left in the first half.
New York foul. Al Harrington. First personal foul. Second team foul. Substitution for Miami. R.J. Barrett.
Shot from the inbound. Second chance effort. And it's good on the lay-in. Oh, boy. Looks like he was injured there.
Yeah, so tough. I mean, guys, I feel bad for him and the whole team. I hope it's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, this is why you build out your depth as best you can. I mean, you just never know when injuries might show up.
Out to Thompson. And that's a foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his third foul of the game.
Second team foul. Checking in for Miami.
A minute 37 left in the first half of this game. Clock at 6. To the inside. Covington, no good. Miami trails by 9. Here's Zubats. Blocked. And that's out of bounds. Miami will keep it.
Substitution for Miami.
Off the inbound. And it falls all over the rim and in.
Yeah, this is why defenses must be right up on Mitchell or he'll burn you off the pass.
And now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter here. The 3, Covington. Harrington with the rebound.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Down low. Starks. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
First personal foul.
Such a scrappy, competitive guard. John Starks is somebody you want to go to battle with. He's willing to do anything to win.
So New York going with almost an entirely new group here. New York leading by 6. Here's Rose. Kicks it out to Hardaway. Back to Rose. Harrington with a rebound. Here's Anunoby. Oh, Green with a block. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Green. Time called here. Miami decides to talk it over. And the players take this opportunity to get some Gatorade. Getting some fluids in you is so important during these timeouts. Get fresh, keep those batteries charged.
Yeah, without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a ball game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have to be hydrated.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Inside. Here's Zubats.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, BA.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Thompson outside. Here's Bibby. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. New York out in front. They're up by 5. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. So it's Miami now, trailing by 5. A moment here for an injury report.
Thanks. I just talked with Miami's head athletic trainer. The initial reports are saying that this is a serious injury and that he'll likely miss significant playing time. And just like that, he's right back out there. That's some toughness. I'm sure you guys can appreciate that.
Okay, thanks for the update. Good to get that information. Now we know how things are coming along, Grant.
That's true. It's the uncertainty factor with injuries that can be so hard to handle.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And so it's Rose with it. He brings it up for New York. They've led by as many as 11. Pass to Green. And they'll get another chance.
Excellent defense from Mitchell. His coaches and teammates appreciate his hard work.
Here's Odom. Zubats with it. Here's Harrington. Defended by Gay. And he slams it in one-handed.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use two hands next time. He knows where he is.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Here's Rose. Miami making their last shot. 4 on the clock. And it's good for 2. Rose has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Well, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
The 3 from Mitchell. Here's Harrington. Outside for Mitchell. Rebounded by Green.
All alone from mid-range. You got to think he's kicking himself.
Pass to Gay. The 3-ball. Outside for Green. No good on the triple. Miami trails by 5. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul of the game. Miami making a switch here. To the middle. The steal. In transition. And it's hammered home by Green.
When you get a chance to run the floor like that, you have to capitalize. Great hustle on that play.
And it's Starks missing.
It's one thing to prevent the layup. It's another to do it without fouling. Just terrific defense.
Mitchell on the attack. And Mitchell with the slam.
A special sequence from Mitchell. You have to be careful with the ball around him or he'll burn you.
Pass to Green. Here's Bradley. Rose left side. Over Mitchell. Rebound Miami. Got a piece of it. And it's stolen by Rose. To the paint. Here's Green. It's blocked. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Zubats. Oh, it's stolen by Gay. From deep, Mitchell. Mitchell, bullseye from distance.
Mitchell has everything, including that three-point shot.
Rose with it. And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. New York out in front. They lead by a bucket. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter when we return. And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And here's New York now. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron.
And such a clever player in pick and rolls, Gilgeous-Alexander is unpredictable and understands how to attack defenses.
Pass to Harrington. And there's a whistle. That'll belong to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That'll be a second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Here's Bibby. To the inside. Harrington with a rebound. Here's Adams. And he makes it on the layup.
Yeah, what physicality from Adams down low. Brushing off the contact and getting the easy bucket.
Here's Bibby. Drives to the hoop. Misses the layup. New York leading by 6. Right side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander on the wing. Outside Covington. Out to Thompson. Just 3 to shoot. Gilgeous-Alexander drills a 3.
Coach likes that look. And Gilgeous-Alexander from the corner.
There's Bibby. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Covington with it. Now Thompson defending. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Harrington. To the middle. Here's Adams. Ooh, and Adams, strong finish.
And whenever Adams is aggressive on offense, it helps big time, especially when he's dunking it hard inside.
Here's Harrington. Fires for three. And again, it's Miami from deep.
And this is just typical of him, always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
On the wing, Thompson. Pass to Covington. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson.
3 points.
And New York leads by 8.
And just a painful blow right there. I mean, eyeing the lead, they give up a big triple.
And as soon as they splashed that bomb, the air just went right out of the building. Total deflation.
New York leading by 8. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Puts the move on. Odom grabs the miss. And it's Mitchell with the ball from Miami. Pass to Odom. From deep three-point land. Harrington with a rebound.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Out of bounds. It'll be Miami's ball. And it's Miami's ball. 8-point game. The three. No luck on that one.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Pass to Barrett. From deep, Mitchell. No luck on that one. And New York has possession. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
You're making it look easy. Gilgeous-Alexander is so skilled. The ball on a string, and we see him do this time and time again.
16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And that's a foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
First team foul.
There's 10 seconds left in the final quarter. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Offline. So New York wins it. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And BA, the visiting team is always under some added pressure, but they made it work and got the win, whatever the margin may have been.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Clark Kellogg, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching. So long, everybody.
It's the Hawks, and they're doing business on the road in an interconference NBA game. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Kevin Harlan here with you. Joining me tonight, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. Our buddy David Aldridge is on the sideline getting stories. Pass to DiVincenzo. There's the steal. And then Johnson with the jam.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
And on paper, Greg, this might seem like a potential blowout, but anything can happen in this NBA.
Kevin, we see upsets happen all the time. It's what makes the sport great. You can't take any team or game for granted.
Timeout. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Timeout called from Chris Finch. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. About a minute played so far here in the first. Just 5 on the clock. Randall with the bucket.
You know, they like Randall to be an offensive presence in the paint. They want him to be an option on every possession.
And this past offseason, Stan, was pivotal for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, they've been at a crossroads, Kevin, every offseason since their Eastern Conference Finals run in 2021. But after missing out on the playoffs last season, changes seemed inevitable.
Now here's Edwards. After the miss from Trae Young. Back to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And I like that. Edwards comes off the pick, keeps his options open, and then just makes the right read.
And Young, here we go. Johnson from outside. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going.
You got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Young outside. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots over DiVincenzo. Young, no good. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Timberwolves. They trail by 3. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Alder.
Kevin, thank you very much. Jaden McDaniels has become an X factor for the Wolves. Mike Conley says, we know what he does defensively, but the offense that he can bring for us balances our unit. It's much needed. Guys tend not to think of him as an offensive player, but he does have that in his game. Kevin?
But I love the reference to an X factor. He definitely is that. All right, David, thank you.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. If he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
And finished off by Gobert.
And the slam. If Rudy gets that ball anywhere near the rim, he is going to finish it.
Here's Young. A wide open look here for Okongwu. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Okongwu a screen. And Johnson with the stop.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. And go outside to the middle. And here is McDaniel. Still scoreless. The Timberwolves working the ball around. And Randall throws it down.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randall's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. To Johnson.
And this kid, Ricochet, is a team-first kind of player, willing to give it up to the open man.
There's 21 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Knocked loose. DiVincenzo with it. The layup missed. Three-pointer, Daniels. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
Here's Edwards. Oh, Edwards!
Well, talk about a guy who plays above the rim, Anthony Edwards.
You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together as the sky's the limit for the future. Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Here's Ricochet. Hasn't made one yet. A three-pointer is right on target.
And one thing about Trae Young, this guy has zero fear. Always looking to pull from deep.
And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And an excellent ball movement. Young being unselfish.
Picked by Randall. Fires from deep. Atlanta with the rebound. Pass to Johnson. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Young, no good. Timberwolves trailed by 5.
You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Hey, Stan, I've always wondered, back when you were coaching, college or pro, what was your defensive philosophy?
Well, I think, first of all, Kevin, we always wanted to take away the easy baskets. In other words, we're going to get back in transition, not give away fast breaks. We are going to try to protect the paint and make sure we're not giving away layups. And we didn't want to foul unnecessarily and give away free throws.
Johnson in the corner. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Doubled by Okongwu. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Down low. Rizachet with the steal. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
Maybe that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Atlanta shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts for the game.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that.
Absolutely. The shot by McDaniels, no good. The Hawks leading by 7. Young outside. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. I mean, you love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21. That was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Here's DiVincenzo.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, you'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Doesn't get any easier than this. Capella's work ethic is what allows him to get those dunks.
Pass to Reed. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Young drives in. Banked in off the glass. And now it's an 11-point Hawks lead.
You're smart at using the screen there to just create space. Young, very reliable in that pick and roll.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Good on the triple. Edwards got 5 points in the quarter. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. Back right after this. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Now, here is Young. Pass to Capella. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Now DiVincenzo. Here's Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Not enough defense there. Allowing Randall to get that close is a recipe for disaster.
Young drives in. Reed with the rebound. And so it's Minnesota with it. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And despite his young age, Coach Van Gundy, Anthony Edwards' leadership qualities growing day by day.
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot of it's because he is great at both ends of the court. Confident, charismatic, upbeat. He's learning that delicate balance between taking over a game and bringing his teammates along for the ride.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Screen by Young. And it's Johnson penetrating. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And here is McDaniel. Outside for Randall. 6 on the shot clock. Inside. Here's Reed. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Reed's got his first bucket in this one.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Randall outside. Shoots over Rizachet. Out to Edwards. The second chance effort. Rebounded by the Hawks. They've led by as many as 11 points. Pass to Young. Shoots it up. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
DiVincenzo can't hit it.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
The Hawks again can't hit.
His shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. DiVincenzo's got 7.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
To the inside. Reed. Out to Edwards. Edwards with the screen. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Drills it from outside. DiVincenzo's got the lead up to 1 now for Minnesota. Well, Stan, as a former coach, I imagine it has to be hard for you to watch basketball as a fan.
Well, it is. It's very hard, almost impossible. I'm almost always watching from a coach's standpoint, an X and O standpoint. But I will say, even when I was standing on the sidelines, NBA players are so good that you have fan moments even while you're coaching.
It seems like every game we see something we've never seen before, right?
I can remember turning around to my assistants and saying, can you believe that?
Right there, you love what Young gives you. A great facilitator in transition, and he's also a terrific finisher.
Pass to Daniel. Back to Johnson. It's stolen by Randall. Here's Edwards. A beautiful finish inside by Ant.
Well, look, it's tough to keep Edwards out of the lane and tough to stop him once he's in there.
Okongwu with it. 7 points in the game. Here's Johnson.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Hawks shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. He's off on the first. And the defense of the Timberwolves stand as good as it gets.
Well, Kevin, they can compete with anyone when it comes to size, not just up front, but on the wings. They're long and athletic, but it all comes down to execution, and they get it done.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. First free throw is good.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
To the paint. Here's Johnson. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. 17 points for Jalen Johnson.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend. Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
Yeah, you can see it in the hustle stat. These guys have come out with a different mindset and seem much more motivated here in the second half.
Jalen Johnson. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Now let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I listened in on what Chris Finch was talking about with his players. They were asking the team to play faster, push the ball. Coach told their players, hey, look, in this league, fast break points are the easiest. We need more of them. Can't argue with that. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Back to Edwards, and he lays it straight in. Edwards got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Timberwolves. Here's Johnson. Reed with the rebound. Outside Edwards. Pass to Reed. Back to Edwards. Now here's Gobert to tie it up. Driving inside. Sweet move. And slam dunk by Gobert.
There's no bigger play in a close game than a putback slam.
Oh, and that one's got them all hyped up. Wow.
Yes, some guys shrink in big moments, and some rise to the occasion.
Here's Capella. Gobert with the defensive effort. Now the Timberwolves with it. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Inside, Edwards goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It goes on Jalen Johnson.
Well, Edwards is so strong. He'll complete the play unless you wrap him up.
You know, Coach, what more can you ask? The reigning four-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
Well, Kevin, since you ask, his impact in the playoffs hasn't always been the same as during the regular season. That's got to be the next step.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Picked by Reed. Randall with the ball, and guarded by Capella. Randall no good. The Hawks trailing. Here's Johnson. Down low. Here's Capella. Kicks it out to Johnson. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Well, that one stings. In a game where every possession counts, he just gave one away.
Here's DiVincenzo. Randall outside. Pass to DiVincenzo. Back to Reed. Nails the baby hook.
Man, how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Here's the screen. Here's Young. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Edwards with it. And Young picks him up defensively. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's Edwards. Now here's DiVincenzo. 6 to shoot. Over in the corner, Edwards. Minnesota needs to get off the shot here. The offensive rebound. Back to Reed. And stolen by Okongwu.
Excellent anticipation there to come away with the steal.
So they take the lead. Johnson's got 12 points in just the second half. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Atlanta.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
Pass to Daniel. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, the defender all over.
And so both free throws are good. It's a 3-point game.
Well, no doubt about those free throws coming up big in the clutch.
Here's Reed. Back to DiVincenzo. Yes! And that shot brings them to within just one.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Pass to Daniels. Johnson the screen. Back to Young. To the inside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game.
This isn't a done deal yet, but they have got to move quick.
Yeah, this one isn't over, but they can't afford to waste any time now.
20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And the foul on Dyson Daniels. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Here is Edwards. Pass to DiVincenzo. Picked by Randall. And Reed has it in the corner. Buries the triple. Oh, that was an enormous 3-pointer. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. And he knows there's no room for mistakes. He wants everyone on the same page. Six seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Johnson. Oh, no good there. The potential game winner off the mark. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. Randall outside. Left side, Edwards. McDaniels gets a wide open look. And it's off from 3-point range. Now Daniels. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's foul number 2 for him. Dan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh, my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the 2 biggest would be this. I think, number 1, anytime there was a lack of effort, not running back on defense, things like that, that I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again. And then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. It's got to be just crucial.
Frustrating as that.
Here's Randall. Outside Edwards. Here's DiVincenzo. And they take the lead.
Big time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Yeah, look, that shot took loads of money. 0 fear.
And now the fast break. Edwards with the ball. Edwards going all the way.
Well, you need a bucket? Give it to Edwards. He's got that clutch gene.
Pass to Rizashane. The basket good off the assist from Young. Rizashane's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And here is DiVincenzo. To the middle. Randall down low. Great D that time from Johnson. Young outside. Here's Rizashane. Minnesota with the rebound. Jugando outside. It's to Gobert. Young with the steal. And it's McDaniels with the rebound. Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock. And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
At the line for your Timberwolves.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, at this point, they're going to have to go for the 3 and try to force OT.
Okongwu a screen. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
Yeah, and such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. So both teams making some changes here.
Substitution.
Here is Edwards. Here's Reed. Got it! Oh,
amazing! Perfect timing there.
Down it goes at the buzzer. Boy, doesn't get any better than that.
Unreal. What a finish. Nothing better than a buzzer-beating 3 to win.
And so it's the Timberwolves who come out on top here. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So now for Greg Anderson.
Hi, folks. Brian Anderson here, alongside 2 fantastic analysts, Grant Hill and Brent Barry at the table, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. Down low. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. Grant, one thing these teams have in common, they are great at rebounding the basketball.
Oh, yes, they are. I mean, it'll be a battle down low. Boxing out is vital, and second chance points may just decide this game.
Just a great setup there. You can see how Jimmy Butler enjoys making plays.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Tom Thibodeau gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. And no surprise, Steph Curry was the topic of conversation on how they'll defend Steph. Coach laughed, is there a way? I mean, this guy is not just a shooter. Steph's ball handling, his passing, It's what makes him an all-time great. It's always a pleasure to watch Steph Curry, and we get another chance to tonight. Guys.
Allie, thank you. Pass to post. And stolen by Brunson. Shot's good by Towns.
Yeah, making the smart pass there. I mean, Bridges doesn't just hold the ball.
With Brunson being undersized, he has such a great feel for how to create space, Brent.
Incredible footwork, BA, the way he puts the needle on the record and just scratches it and pivots around and makes defenders jump and move. Amazing manipulation skills at the point guard position for a guy his size to get it done in the painted area. Brunson sizing up the defense and really good at operating in the pick and roll.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Outside for Green. To end the run. Back to Butler. Outside Curry. And there's the screen. Outside Butler. And here's Green from the arc. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
The smarts there shown by Draymond Green. He realized it was his turn to fire one up. Cashes in.
Here's Brunson. And it's Stephen Curry with the rebound.
Not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Stolen by Bridges. Inside. They swipe it. Here's Green. Outside Curry. Pass to Pajemski. Outside Green. Shot clock at 6. Butler up top. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Here's Post. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Knicks. 4-point game. Driving to the basket. Uses the glass on the layup. Brunson's got 7.
Yeah, Brunson's the kind of guy who's going to seek you out, try to get that kind of contact.
Well, Grant, one thing about this Knicks team, they have a clear identity.
Yeah, they have the mentality of their city, New York City, playing the game with passion and in-your-face attitude. And, of course, these Knicks leave it all out on the floor.
Here's Brunson. After the Warriors picking up a basket just a moment ago. Towns with the ball. Green picks him up. The shot by Towns, no good.
He gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
Outside, Green. Curry. And that one's good. And Green with the assist. Curry's got his second basket.
So fast off the catch, Curry sometimes downright impossible to guard.
Butler's got space. And again, it's Golden State.
And hitting from the mid-range here and early. I mean, really give the defense just another thing to worry about.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more on their radar after knocking down something like that.
And it's Jimmy Butler with the foul. That's his first foul. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter of the game.
Well, Jimmy Butler has a defensive reputation, and right now we're getting a chance to see that.
They set the pick. On the tape. And it's Butler with the jam.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Yeah, we'll have to settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
2-second difference between shot and game clock. Pass to Green. Green, a screen. On the attack, Curry. Hart pulls it in. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. The Warriors on top, leading by just 2. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And what do you guys think about the Warriors here in this one?
We all know good ball movement is what most coaches harp on, and their passing's been excellent so far.
Well, everybody just feeling the energy of the basketball as they moved it around, and lots of hands were touching it.
Knicks trail by 4. What a rookie year for Brandon Kajemski. A seamless transition into the league.
You talk about a guy who could come in and contribute right away. I remember the stretch last year. He had 3 straight games with double-doubles without a turnover. Now, that's some heady play for a rookie. Kajemski, he's got a great calmness, a great demeanor about him, but always willing to make the next play. Yeah, pretty good show of strength there by Jimmy Butler, able to convert even after the hit.
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Warriors?
They've done a great job facilitating so far. So moving the rock and finding the open man, just great selfless basketball.
What a dunk from Hart, showing off his athleticism there.
And it's hammered home by Green.
And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to you.
Yeah, that was just way too easy.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
Here's Hart. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's on Stephen Curry.
Yeah, I know this gets said a lot. Josh Hart plays with heart. It's true, though. This guy's a fantastic competitor, plays with energy on both ends, and it's infectious for his teammates.
Well, you hear team execs say all the time, you're either selling wins or you're selling hope. How true is that, Brent?
Well, if you're an executive BA, just be right about whatever it is that you're selling. And you got to be realistic. Your fans are smart. They understand where your team is. Are you a playoff competitor? Are you young and growing? So that's hope. If you're going deep into the playoff run, you want the wins.
And here's Brunson from the arc. Knocks down the long J. Brunson's got 10 points.
You know, some threes look better than others, and Brunson's lefty stroke from 3 is a beautiful thing.
Post shot, no good. And so it's Hart with it. He brings it up for the New York Knicks. Pass to Towns. Kajemski grabs the board. The Warriors lead by 4. Curry with it. Hart covering. Butler on the wing. Here's Post. Offline with a 3. And when you look back at the 2023 draft, the Warriors got great value out of their picks.
Yeah, I mean, they got Kajemski with the 19th pick, a versatile player who impacts the game at both ends. They also got Trace Jackson-Davis late in the 2nd round, and he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside.
And Brunson capable here of having these binges, scoring the basketball.
Pass to Green. Here's the 3. Drains the triple. Post has got 5 points now this quarter.
As a big, unless you're a dedicated rim runner, have to be some kind of threat from distance.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, "I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning." Ryan, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie. Check out Brunson going to work inside.
And mixing it up down low. Brunson, not the tallest guy on the floor, but he can finish around the basket.
Curry with it. And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his 3rd foul so far.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
1:20 left in the first half. Towns on a screen. Back to Brunson. And an Obi for 3. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson. And it's all knotted up.
His three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
And Anunoby for three. Looney grabs a miss. And the Warriors with possession. Pass to Butler. Back to Green. The layup off target. .34 seconds left in the second quarter. It's Bridges on the wing. Back to Towns. And it's Towns with the power finish.
Yeah, strong flush from Towns. I like whenever he plays with an edge inside.
Pass to Looney. Back to Butler. Now Looney. He's covered by Hart. Can they get it? And that's a foul called on OG Anunoby. That'll be a second foul of the game. And timeout is called by Tom Thibodeau. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. We'll have a timeout called by Tom Thibodeau. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
Put your hands together.
Eight seconds left in the first half. Up top, Curry. Here's Butler. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Knicks out in front. They're up by 2. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Now well into his 30s. Is it fair to start wondering how many seasons Jimmy Butler has left, Grant?
Well, it's a fair question, B.A. But at the same time, Jimmy's hunger is just so different than everybody else's, which I could see helping prolong his career.
Back to Brunson. Pass to Towns. Hart from long range. That's in. Coming off an assist from Towns. Hart's got 7 points.
Hart does a little bit of everything on the offensive end. He creates, he can score. This time knocks down a 3.
And Mikal Bridges picks up the foul. That'll be a second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Outside Butler. Drives to the hoop. And it's Butler with the jam.
Man, way over the defenses. Jimmy Butler gets some airtime.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie.
There are troublemakers out on the court, and Jimmy Butler is one of them, and I mean that as a compliment.
Brent, you think about Jimmy Butler, great in the regular season, even better in the playoffs.
Yeah, extremely tough. I mean, he has grit and resilience, but tough-minded in the toughest moments, and that's where his teammates rely on him. Jimmy Butler shows up big come playoff time.
Pass to Bridges. To the inside. Kicks it out, Towns. 4 on the clock. And the Knicks, another 3.
A fantastic three-point shooter. You got to guard Towns from the corners especially.
Next lead, 33-31.
Here's Curry. Outside Kuminga. For 3. Buries it from 3. Here in the second half, these teams still neck and neck.
I really like how each team is matching the other's intensity.
Brunson with it, and it's Hield picking him up. Here's Brunson. 14 points for him. Pass to Bridges. New York needs to get one up quick. The timer ticks. Towns, that's good.
Yeah, look at Towns being patient, not rushing himself just because of the shot clock.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. And Brent, this Knicks team, they've taken on the identity of their head coach.
Well, BA, isn't it interesting? Tom Thibodeau, lots of scuttlebutt about him as the coach. And then they brought in players that kind of fit the coach. They play hard, they play defense first, they play a ton of minutes, but this team is gritty, and they don't give up.
Count the basket. Brunson's got 16 points.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Looney, the screen. Butler with the ball. And it's Robinson picking him up. That one's good for 2.
That is a tough 2 right there from Butler. Really his calling card. Rugged play and 100% effort.
Now here's Brunson. 16 points for him. Pass to Robinson. Not going to go that time. Looney with some nice D. To the middle. Stolen by Anunoby. Here's the break. And Brunson gets it to go. Brunson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, team on his mind first. Hart not hesitating to give that ball up.
And Brunson's got the ball here for the New York Knicks. The lead is 2. Outside Anunoby. Outside Hart. Back to Anunoby. Left side Hart. Over Looney. And it's New York with another.
This is the area Hart likes to shoot it. He doesn't take a ton of threes.
Outside Butler. Down low. Butler drops it in.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Outside Hart. Outside Anunoby. And he dunks it down.
Doesn't get much easier than that. Hart was licking his chops when he saw his man wide open.
Pass to Curry. Back to Butler. The Knicks with the rebound.
Well, some smarts there on that play, changing his shot in the air so he could avoid the defense. Can't fault him for the creativity.
Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
And so it's New York, leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're taking great shots. We'll be right back with you shortly. Three tense quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. And we'll have a timeout called by Tom Thibodeau, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. Check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Tom Thibodeau coaching his team during that last break. He told his guys, let's not waste this advantage. Hold on to it. Stay aggressive. Let's not give up ground. Coach wants to see his team staying strong out there, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie.
And that's Mitchell Robinson's attitude. Anywhere around the rim, he's going to rock it.
Outside Butler. From deep. And it's New York with a rebound. Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for New York.
Yeah, they were so aggressive from the start, getting the ball into the painted area. Now, they stuck to their game plan, and it paid off.
Knicks leading by 9. To the paint. Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce. Now here's Curry. It's stolen by Hart. 1 minute in now in the fourth quarter. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. Warriors trail by 11. The 3 from Curry. Curry buries the triple.
I mean, he's like a magician how quickly he gets that shot off. Was it ever there?
Right outside. Screen by Robinson. 5 to shoot. Ooh, good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
This is what Robinson does. Puts it in when he's around the 10.
And Mikal Bridges picks up the foul. That'll get him his 4th foul of the game.
4th personal foul. First team foul.
And here's Butler outside. And that comes off the assist by Green. Butler's got 12 points here in the second half.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Pass to Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle, I think you made the right choice.
Well, both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. Going to be a high-scoring affair tonight.
Outside for Green. Gets the three to fall. Curry's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, the D has to pressure Curry at all times. You can't let him shake free for a jumper.
Outside Hart. Robinson on the wing. Robinson on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Golden State.
And that's as good a look as he's going to get. He's just got to shake that one off and keep it moving.
And they go to the intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Now here's Curry. Just 5 on the clock. Puts it up. And it's rebounded by Karl Anthony Towns. And so it's Towns with it. He brings it up for the Knicks. 6-point game. And it's Towns with the power finish.
He's pouring it on at a nice clip, and the rest of the team is stepping up as well.
Now here's Curry. Outside Butler. Outside Curry. Lets it go from deep. Towns with a rebound. New York leading by 8. And the foul called on Brandon Pajemski. That's his first foul of the game. Here's Brunson. A minute 15 left in the game. Outside Pajemski. Back to Green. Pass to post. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Bridges outside. Now here's Brunson. Pass to Anunoby. 6 to shoot. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
And it's Green missing. And here are the Knicks. They've got a 9-point lead. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Bridges outside. To the left side wing. Brunson is doubled. And Anunoby for 3. And again, New York with the triple.
Knicks lead 62-50.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Brunson.
Golden State ball.
And so it's New York winning this one. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they